these grand finals between these two teams right now. So here we go.
This would be a nice win for Kyler Allison Wright. Like I was saying earlier, Kyler Allison Wright did in fact lose in the Winter Championship, going home with that third place medal. Despite the fact that they're kind of the Australian World Champion 2v2 team, they're kind of the favorites generally in the region. Elsum and Dago do have that slight recency bias advantage.
Yeah. I mean, like, honestly, that's always going to feel good getting that recency bias. But at the same time, man, like, you want to, I'm thinking they want to reclaim their crown because I know that Kyler Alice has definitely been like kind of slapping up this region for quite some time. So I know he wants to go ahead and reclaim that crown. Great KO there on the right side from Elsa. Doggo though, kind of looming behind him just to make sure that he can cover his teammate. And oh, that is fine actually. You know, get some extra damage there on Kyler. And he actually got the KO. Okay.
I saw the stars come out as Kyler Alice actually tried to recover into that, but I didn't realize that he actually just straight up had no other options that ended up falling to his death. So this is nice for the red team. That recovery not even going to be a knockout tool just yet.
Yeah, man. So, okay, there we go. I mean, honestly, pretty like just a great start for the red team. Finally losing their first stock, but very it's a very hurt Hattori, but she's definitely moving around and grooving around all these KO options. So getting a lot of extra damage here. Goes to save the teammate and get everybody back down to the stage. This Elsum kind of going off right now.
Yeah. Elsum's still living on the Hattori. You see Hattori's a lot in 2v2s. Kind of one of the pitfalls of it is it's a relatively low defense character, but oh my god, Elsum actually about to get another one. Yeah, Wright gonna fall. Already down to his final stock here in game number 1.
Yeah. This is looking real rough, man. And on top of that, Elsum still on his, finally losing that first stock. Nice little chop there from Rick. But is it too little too late, man? Because this is we're at the kind of like the flex area of this game where the lead can definitely be sapped, but I think the flex is a little harder to get from the blue team since they're not on 2 healthy stocks here. So I think honestly I feel like I would focus more on Doggo now and try to force a 2v1 because I think Elsum is just playing a little bit too out of his mind right now for you guys to be trying to force anything on him.
Yeah, but on the other side, I think the red team is going to be looking to take out Wright. Of course, Wright on that final stock means that if Wright gets taken out, then it's just going to be a free 2v1. Wright's playing real risky on this left side edge. They do get Elsum, and they might get Doggo. The team kill not going to happen.
Okay.
All right,
Scoop.
nice.
Yeah, that's going to work. And, oh, he's still living now. So, yeah, unfortunately, not a lot left in the tank here for Wright. He is trying to get back to stage, but they are stalking him, making it hard for him to get down to the ground. And yes, he finally finds it, but also finds that stare to the face, and now it's going to be a 2v1 against Kyler Alice with everyone at relatively low damage, but the issue is that Kyler has to deal with 2 people with relatively low damage.
Yeah, this is a really tough spot for Kyler Alice. The advantage he has is that Barasa is a relatively high character. The disadvantage he has is that Blasters have a lot of active frames, and he doesn't have the movement. Kyler, Alice, and Wright going to go down. Game 1 goes the way of Elsum and Doggo.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very dominant game 1, too, from Elsum and Doggo, especially Elsum, man. He was really holding on to that first stock for quite some time. And the second stock, actually, he didn't really hold on to that one as long, but he had already done the damage and put his team far enough ahead to where I don't think that really mattered too much. Got the 2v1 at the end, and they ran away with that. So here we go as we get into the second game. Kyler Alice and Wright trying to figure out what they need to do. What things need to change here so that they can give themselves a victory.
Well, it's definitely not a map or a character change as we're going right back to Mammoth with this is the exact same characters coming out from this blue team. It is interesting, though. Wright is coming in with the Asuri on the pick. Not a popular 2s character just because Katars don't have the best like 2 setup tools. Usually if you're going into Katars, you're looking for a lot of offstage just trying to win out in your 1v1s.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, with Asuri, though, she does have some pretty good, like, I'm going to throw you down type deals. So, like, oh, wow. Speaking of throwing you down, that ground pound from downtown, man, that was way up there. And he still managed to get it. So, a better start here for the blue team. And he is, yeah, he's actually doing quite well now, right? I guess he's getting his footing here in this game. I'm sure he probably wants to force a couple more 1v1s, though, because as you said, this is more of a 1v1 weapon. But he is, I mean, on teams, he's making it work for him.
Yeah, for sure. This is looking way better for the blue team here in game number 2, but a nice side signature and one more hit. Yep, and that is going to be an even stock count for both teams.
All right. Here we go. Big movement right here. Now they're fighting out here on the left side as we get a nice little sword duel, but I like the fact that Wright usually, like, if he sees the advantage to make a small 2v1, even if it's like 2 seconds 2v1, he goes to find it. Great damage right there, obviously, from that down sig from Bryn. And now, okay, Wright has to get back down to the ground.
Wright's got to help Kyler Alice a little bit. Kyler Alice has yet to touch a weapon on this second stock, and so it's pretty much just been oh no, Wright!
Ooh,
Okay,
just barely making that back. That did look scary, though.
Yeah, Doggo backed off. I thought Doggo was just going to go down there, hit that one dare that he needed, but Kyler Alice finally gets a weapon and gets the ground pound and is going to fall on the right
Wright just
side.
killed him.
Yeah.
Wright just killed him. Like, all right. Well, I mean, honestly, Kyler Alice could have touched the stage 2 on that neutral air, but yeah, Wright okay, what is going on here?
What just happened? He missed his ground pound and just like, peace. All right, stock count evened up. Everything is reverting back to a normal state. No wake up from Wright on that team damage, but Kyler Alice is still putting a lot of damage out on the Doggo.
Okay. So, with this start, man, I feel like the blue team was definitely well into the lead, but they kind of started to get a little sloppy here, a little spaghetti happening. So, therefore, seems like this is actually a very even game, and I feel like I would be worrying about the way that Elsem can kind of and he actually almost got pushed right into that. Lucky.
And good on Kyler Alice pulling out of that recovery. Almost took his teammate off at the top of the map. D-Light recovery. Nice interrupt from right there. You saw Doggo trying to kind of wait a little bit, and then he immediately ground pounds his teammate, so maybe not as good.
Yeah, this is one stick away for a lot of people. Now it's a one-on-one and still living, but I don't think he has to. Yeah, he doesn't have too many options, unfortunately, after being this guy for that recovery. So easy pickup for Kyler Alice right there at the end. So good stuff to Kyler Alice and Wright being able to get back into this game now. It almost fell apart. It definitely almost fell apart, but they managed to hold it together with a little Band-Aid, little tape right near the end.
Yeah, I mean, considering how explosive the start was for the blue team, it is kind of tough that came down to final stock red for both teams. Like, blue team still needs a little bit of grease in that machine to tighten this one up.
Okay, so got some. Oh, okay. I'm going to redo the strikes right here. We have strikes on Miami Dome, Apocalypse, and Crystal Temple, but instead getting a small Enigma out of here.
We're going Mammoth.
Think we're going Mammoth? Yeah, okay.
Mammoth.
For sure. For sure.
If you're going to leave Mammoth on the board, Kyler Alice and Wright are definitely going to lean into that Mammoth. And that's the pick for game number 3. Same picks. We did see Doggo switch up the Bryn skin, which to some people is a level up, but we'll see how well that works out here in game number 3.
Yeah.
That's a level down. That's a level down.
All right, man. So this, another, like, kind of a hot start right there for the red team. Seeing that Elsem again, kind of carrying people away, but I think right now, Kyler Alice is really having a hard time just overall in this set, man. Look at that. He's always the first person to reach into to KO percentage or KO color. And on top of that, like, he's been getting weapon starved quite a bit or comboed a lot as well. So, not to change his own gameplay here. Oh, wow. What a pickup.
100% pre-planned neutral signature coming out from Elsem to catch Wright flying by. Nice down air, and the red team looking real strong. Wright does get the recovery there to keep this one a little bit close. Okay, Kyler Alice just going to downlight at the end of that down signature. Down sig wouldn't have really knocked out, but still would have been nice to get that stage control.
All right. Here we go. Moving around. Finds the... Ooh. He finds the side light into the neutral air, just getting some extra damage here on this Bryn.
Nice interrupt. And again, we're seeing Elsem really stock extend, similar to how game 1 went.
Good hit. And now, yeah, now Kyler Alice kind of playing the back foot right now. He's definitely playing the support, and it is working out a lot more for him. He's not putting himself in harm's way, but still getting a couple hits here and there. There we go.
Team combo. Oh, that's the dare. Oh, nice side air from Doggo will again give them the stock advantage.
All right, trying to get back onto the stage here. Kyler Alice having a rough time playing against Elsem. Needing some help right here from Wright. Now both of them actually having a hard time dealing with Elsem. And yeah, just as they're dealing with Elsem, though, just great teamwork again from the red team. A little sneak hit from Doggo.
Yeah, that was a really good rotate from Doggo to come in, just break up what was happening there, throw out some big side airs. Elsem gonna hit the side signature. Right does clean up the stock and gets Doggo as well. So this is gonna go down to final stocks here in game number 3.
Right, but little damage here onto Right, but nothing that they can't make up really quickly if they find themselves in a nice little 2v1 gap, little 2v1 area. Although Right might want to play a little safer. Dives past that, looking for some extra hits. Oh, almost off the top right there with that neutral sig.
Oh, Right can't afford to get hit anymore. Another side air, and yep, it is down to Kyler Alice in the 1v2. Elsem going to take this opportunity to swap over to the sword, try to avoid that same move DI. Good dodge out to avoid the downline, though. Yeah, it jumps.
Yeah, I don't think he's not going to be able to make that back. So, again, just comes some dominant gameplay here from Elsem and BH, and I think the real issue is Kyler Alice is just kind of getting overwhelmed. So either Right has to do a better job of helping his teammate, or Kyler Alice just has to do a better job of getting out these 2v1 situations so that way he won't continually get swarmed right here. Unfortunately, though, if you look at the damage, it tells a different story that Right wasn't able to find a lot of hits and then also took a lot of damage as well. So.
Yeah, Right was doing a really good job of cleaning up stocks, but wasn't doing the best job at avoiding that damage because obviously it took a little bit more damage and was just struggling to get that damage built up. We didn't see as many of the like 1v1s or off stages that worked really well for them in game number 2.
Yeah. So, let us move forward and see if we are going right back to Mammoth Fortress because it looks like, yep, there it is.
Yo.
And we also have a swap here from Doggo going to the Teros, which is usually, I feel like that's the character that's like the, final straw, like the last resort. But they're up. And so maybe he just wants to go ahead and close out this as quick as possible. I think Teros, I mean, he just forces you to play different for some reason, man.
I swear, some people get super psyched out by just the existence of a Teros on the map. Yeah. Of course, in a 2v2 space, like Teros hits extra hard. Any of those follow-up hits from Doggo are just going to chunk away at this blue team.
For sure. I mean, like, and it's, I feel like in a 2v2, he's allowed to get away with throwing out more SIGs just randomly with being able to have a teammate cover you. So.
Ooh. The right side, Elsem just winning this edge guard. Right, come rotate over, and Elsem's just going to take that free dare.
Dude, Elsem is, this edge guard has been going on for like an entire minute, dude. Like, let him back. Finally gets back onto the stage.
It was like the chillest edge guard. He's just sitting there, touch the wall, throw out a down air, touch the wall again. Doggo going to try to clean this one up, try to make sure that he trades it out. But no, Kyler Alice going to get away with that stock.
Weirdly enough, though, yeah, man, that edge guard was going all on Kyler Alice, and he managed to stay long enough to find himself a ground pound on a recovery. So even though Elsem did all the edge guarding, he was the one who eventually dropped that stock. So it would have been a nice pickup. I think it throws backwards, so that would have threw him right back into to Teros. Okay.
Save. He went for it, and Right will be able to get back up thanks to the help of Kyler Alice. Right going in, but Kyler Alice just ground pounds his head and puts Right down to final stocks. Doggo on the Teros, still on the first one.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of how crazy they were all going off stage, but unfortunately, I mean, that was 2 big kills they could have got right there, but unfortunately, the only person that loses that stock happens to be Right and to his teammate, and so this game is all but over at this point in time for the blue team. Such a large comeback they have to make right now. This Teros still on 3 stocks. Elsem still playing amazing on his second stock as well. This is just a lot that they're going against him. Finally gets that stock off of Teros, but is it too little too late?
I don't know. Right got the side air, almost hit the weapon toss. Doggo with the interrupt. Going to make sure that Elsem keeps the second stock, make sure that it doesn't go to even stock count. But Kyler Alice with a big dare will even this up. It's all on Right. If Right can survive long enough, this is a doable game.
Hey. Honestly, yeah, this could be a big even up right now. I mean, like I said, the damage is definitely not in favor of the blue side, but the stocks are the same. So, with some tight gameplay. Oh, no! Oh, my God. That would have been terrible if they both fell off right there. But they both lived to see another day. And that's going to be a stock off of Kyler Alice, but he has one more left. Right, just trying to live here.
Utilizing every single chase dodge he can get just to get out of that troublesome situation. But, man, one hit from Doggo, and Right's going to be gone. Nice side air. Can you finish it? Elsem's trying to save. Does hit the recovery.
Ooh, okay. Oh, he got saved. He got
nice
saved.
throw. Yeah. He's unarmed.
Okay. Right, doing a really good job of juking all this
Oh!
until right there, the slides right into that down light into the hammer. But he did a good job of at least leaving it to an area where Kyler might. Nah, wait, double weapon toss. He jukes that last one, but
he can touch, but this is still a tough spot. 3 stocks on the red team. Gravity cancel neutral light just to make sure he's getting more damage on the ground pound. Means Elsem and Doggo are going into the grand finals over Kyler Allison Wright.
Yeah, man. Just some unfortunate mishaps there on the left side for Kyler Allison Wright with that missed ground pound on the opponent, actually hitting, I think, right there. So he loses that stock, putting him on 1. And he played that last stock for the last 30 seconds relatively well. But as soon as he got back on that stage, getting down light to side aired, not much he could do about that at the damage he was at. And it was from Taro, so you already knew he was gone. And Kyler Alice, man, just not having a great time in 2v1s with his teammate there or without his teammate there. Just hasn't been going well for him.
No, that's a rough one. That's kind of been the story that ends up cropping up every time we see Kyler Allison Wright. Is like it's very often the Kyler Alice show with you Wright. Don't see a whole lot of, but when you see somebody playing the Azoth, like all the Azoth mains come out and they're always super excited that one person is playing their main.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, just axe all over the place right now. You can hear those sounds, and we do have a second one, or another one actually, coming out from Azoth if he's able to pick one up. Here on the other side of things, man, that one unorthodox weapon that's kind of out the bunch would be that orb from Undertaker, a.k.a. Thor, although he is definitely stuck to this hammer quite some time. Off the hammer now, unfortunately, getting that hit out of his hands.
Yeah, red team really struggling to take control of this one. Blue team did a really good job of splitting this red team at the start and just going to crisscross the laser beams there to take out Enemy. What a charge up from Dummy, and that actually worked as Enemy dodges into the neutral sig.
Yeah, that was a big read. Like, he jumped and dodged forward while at the same time he was charging it. So that was just quite a big read right there from Dummy. And this is going to be a great start here for the blue team, man. They're definitely trying to get themselves some medals here as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're really close to it. Winner of this does, in fact, earn themselves a bronze medal. So this would be nice for either team.
All right, so. Ooh. All
right,
okay.
Got the neutral sig.
Launches him out of that one. Finally gets that stock, but I was like a lot of damage here on the shadow, so finds that stock as well, but I won't say it's too out the realm of the red team to make this back. I mean, some big damage here on to Thor, but Thor does have some pretty high defense, so should be able to live a little longer than one would expect.
Yeah, Thor, one of the most surviving characters. I'm sure everyone who has played this game has run into a Thor that's survived extra long. But meanwhile, Cheeseface going to get taken down, falling down to his final stock here in game number 1.
Wow, Cheeseface kind of showed his hand with that one. Immediate side stick, put himself right in the middle of them. And yeah, that's not going to help out as we get that stock there. Oh okay. My God. Okay.
Oh God. I was expecting Dummy to go for like a GC side, like some really extended thing, but really good recognition from him to realize the game state and know, okay, if I just do a neutral sig here, that dude is gone.
Hey. Yeah, not really much that we can get here or get done on just the orb with all these stocks left here on the blue side, so I'm sure they're already thinking about this next game. Here we go.
Enemy trying to play this one out here. Fortunately avoids, or does avoid the neutral light. Shadow not going to throw out the down light on that follow-up off the axe. Axe neutral light's one of those moves that's like really hard to follow up off of, but apparently a weapon toss is one that works.
Yeah, that was a perfect weapon toss too, man. Like, I feel like it was just as he was getting out of his stun. If he even got out of his stun, that might have been a true combo. So, good stuff to Dummy right there. And I will just have Dummy and Shadow, both of them putting up big numbers. Actually, wow. The damage split here is insane, bro. Holy, only 168 on Animate. He has got to pick it up here. Now, he did eat a lot of damage. That's what Thor can do, you know, 640. But regardless, man, you want to put some damage here on the board as well. And yeah, that's not a great start here for their underdog story. Yeah, this is looking a little bit rough. Their train might stop short here in in the losers semi-final, but we're gonna go into game number 2 in just a little bit. Looks like Cheeseface and Enemy are really thinking about who their character pick is gonna be, as
I don't know how many other options they have. Maybe they're just going to talk it out and say, hey, let's hit them more.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's that's definitely the main point of whatever their game plan is. Whatever you're talking about, as long as I don't care how many words you use to get there, but let's just say we need to get more hits.
Yeah. You can figure out how you get to point B, but point B still needs to be hit them more. And it looks like they're going to be sticking with the same character picks as we get into game number 2. No swaps here. Of course, Cheeseface level 100 on the Azoth, so would be a little bit of a surprise to see him swap, but we're going back to Mammoth.
All right. So let's go ahead and keep it moving. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take it back to Mammoth Fortress. This, well, I think this is the Australia special. This, whenever they pick a stage, they just kind of stay there, and it is definitely been interesting to see this, though, because, like, you know, sometimes you think that if you swap stage, maybe you'll have, like, some type of different game plan, different advantage, but they just believe that, hey, man, we just weren't playing good. Let's go ahead and run it back, and this time we'll play better.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the answer. Blue team did have the initial weapon control, but looks like red team doing a little bit better in this one. Trying to double up on one of the blue team members. Shadow with the recovery, going to keep this damage built up onto Cheeseface. Meanwhile, left side, Dummy and Animate playing out the 1v1.
Right. Okay. Nice little kick right there.
Oh, wow.
And, oh yeah. Gets the gravity cancel down Sig too.
Oh, what a weapon toss from Cheeseface as well. That was off screen, still tagged Dummy on the back of the head. Didn't really amount to much, but good kind of recognition of positions. The neutral Sig not going to lead to the knockout. That's that high defense on the Undertaker.
Okay. It's getting up there. Boom. And this should be, yeah, I feel like that should be a pickup right there. I'm not sure if they actually needed that, but, you know, insurance for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think a follow-up was needed. I was surprised the neutral air was going to be the one. Like, usually recovery is what you go for because it's got a little bit more force on that one, but it was still worked out as a pretty high recovery. Well, Animate, where are you going?
Okay, well, off that screen yet again, but, like, yeah, he was way down there, so not really a lot of mix-up that he can get to avoid that hit from Dummy. Either way, though, the red team, somewhat of a lead, I think, you know? Oh, definitely a lead now.
Yeah. Off that side signature, things are looking good for the red team. Animate really surviving on this second stock, on this Undertaker. And again, the side sig comes out from Cheeseface, and Cheeseface is dominating.
Right.
Get this, finish it, Dummy.
He's out of there. Oh, yeah, can't get away from that. The recovery just going to go ahead and take him off the top. Now they're looking for a second recovery. Animate trying to get away from him. Trying to run as quickly as possible, managed to do such, but he is still taking hits here and there from the blue team. Luckily, he is on that Thor, though, so all these hits that the reverse.
Oh, Dummy. On this right side, Cheeseface playing real low against this Axe. Meanwhile, Shadow going to win out in the 1v1 against Animate. Evens up the stock count, and Cheeseface is just going to wait for the respawn from his teammate.
Okay. Yeah, waited long enough, but still it managed to take some big damage there. Great little 2-tap right there from Dummy. Cheeseface and Animate. Not too far away from victory, but I think it really is up to Animate to, like, he's got to play a little more solid, man. Cheeseface can't do it all, and Cheeseface actually out of there now. Animate is, I feel like he came down here and didn't really get any hits either on this last stock.
Yeah, I think the damage numbers are going to show that Animate did a really good job of living, but not a really good job of doing that second part of hitting the opponents a lot. Like, he's existent, but he's not really making himself present in the fights.
Yeah. No, I don't know who else he plays after this too, but maybe a character swap. Maybe he needs a different set of weapons here. Because honestly, first I have not seen much orb from him at all, so it's been a lot of hammer. I don't even know if he feels comfortable on this orb at this point in time. But even so, like, he just really isn't getting to the big hammer plays. Not a lot of stomps there. Not a lot of you know, good sigs or good easy flowing sigs from Thor there. And well, the damage not too bad this time. Just unfortunately not getting a lot of stocks here.
Yeah, just couldn't keep Cheeseface alive, I guess. But either way, blue team gonna take game number 2 in a relatively convincing fashion. And again, the red team going to come into this one sticking with their characters, as again, we have the Undertaker and the Azoth, a very gothic theme coming out from this red team.
Yeah. Man, so kind of like just kind of surprised the way this this match is going, because like if Cheeseface really seems to be the one that has to do like a crazy amount of work, and Animate staying with the Thor too. I want to know like what the matches looked like before this and how this Thor was really like an instrument to this team, because right now I haven't really seen much outside of him being able to live for long times. But you know, I think even the blue team kind of realized that, and they've been kind of focusing on Cheeseface a little more, because the earlier they can get him out, they get kind of like a free 2v1 on Animate.
Yeah, I think that's what happened about midway through that last one, is blue team recognized, you know what, I think we can win in the power plays. And that's what they started doing. They kind of desync the stocks of the red team. And we're just like, all right, now's our opportunity. We'll just play out these 2v1s against the red team, and they'll just be behind.
Okay. Big movement right here.
Let's follow up.
Hey, was the answer the orb the entire time, because he's now finding a lot of guaranteed follow-ups with that orb.
You safe?
A lot of sidelights there. Great dodge too. Okay.
Yep. So far, even between the two teams, as the neutral air from Animate will give the red team the advantage here in game number 3. Back over to the hammer, of course, just a little bit harder hitting on this one.
Movement right here like that. Gets away, but oh wow. The down sig is gonna find the mark, but not gonna take any. He tried to get a little extra.
Yeah,
that would have been super nice. Yeah.
Definitely would have led to the knockout there, but Cheeseface is deep red. This is still a potential advantage to the blue team if they can finish off Cheeseface. Side air should do it. Yep, and Shadow will be able to get back. Of course, you get a little bit less force and damage on your teammates versus the opponents.
I have to say, man, I definitely put a little more respect here on Emanate, as I've seen most of the stocks drop from. In fact, I think all the stocks so far have been dropped by him, and he's living as well. So this the swap of the stage and potentially just, you know, a different game plan is kind of helping him out. I've seen a lot more orb in this match in particular, and now he's on the hammer. Not doing bad on the hammer at all, but like I definitely feel like I've seen a lot more orb that as far as getting damage.
Yeah, but on the other side, Cheeseface is just getting bullied all over this game. You see him deep red, eats the neutral sig, and the blue team now up 3 stocks to the 1 of Anime. I know he's been coming alive, but is it alive enough right now?
Yeah, I am. That was wild. The way that this game turned all the way around. Just definitely didn't see it gonna drop like this, but off a neutral sig at that too. Both of them just landing right on top of Jala. Not really where they wanted to be, and now it's all up to the Thundertaker. So to do it on 1 stock. While I mean, yeah, he does have the damage here on both of them, and he could get a nice Sair on both of them to possibly take these stocks. But it just, what are you gonna do now when you're already in the deep red? Doesn't seem to matter. I think he might not be able to make this one back. Yeah, for sure.
Gone.
Claps it up.
Golf clap to say goodbye, and that's going to be a 3-0 victory in the way of Dummy and Shadow. And unfortunately for Dummy and Shadow, they now have to make the long run. They have to beat Kyler and Alice in a game of best of 5, and then they have to go into the grand finals to beat Elsum and Dago in 2 best of 5s if they want to be crowned the victors of this one.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate too, because I feel like this is the match that Emanate really picked up, but it's like once one of them picked up, the other one was kind of like faltering. So the first 2 games, Cheeseface was really like holding it down, but the second that Emanate was able to like pick it up, they just started focusing Cheeseface now, and he was just getting like tossed around. Not really much that Emanate could do to kind of save his teammate there. So rough.
Yeah, that was just a rough spot. Anime was like, I'm finally playing well. And unfortunately, his teammate just got bullied out of the game. Next up, though, we have Kyler, Alice, and Wright down in the lower bracket. Elsum and Dago, you see them sitting in the grand finals, just waiting on the winner of this set. Kyler, Alice, and Wright versus Shadow and Dummy. And definitely the numbers going to favor Kyler, Alice, and Wright, the current Australian 2v2 world champions, longtime victors in the region, now sitting in the losers final.
Yeah. So Bodvar, Bryn, and then Rick coming through as well, and Tigress. Man, we got the crossovers all day.
You know, it could have been 4 crossovers. It could have been the Barbara for Bryn. What does Bodvar have? Oh, yeah, the Xavier Woods for Bodvar, and then we could have had Rick on the Barasa and Tigris on the Asuri. But either way, instead, it's team crossovers versus, what, Team Nordic, maybe?
Yeah, I'm still not a fan of this this Bryn skin, though. It's probably my least favorite skin in this game. Like,
you don't like the Harpy Bryn?
No, but like I feel like everybody else does because this is the one that I see the most. So, yeah, we're just waiting to see. I think we're making sure everything is copacetic. Let me go ahead and look in this chat real quick.
Yeah, it looked like they were going into the ban stage for a hot moment, but maybe they're trying to decide which team is going to ban first.
How do y'all usually pick that as off seeds?
Yeah, it's so I always get confused when we go down to the lower side of things, but usually it's off seeds, right? Because you're like, okay, the top seed gets to ban first, but when you go down in the lower side, like, are you still the top seed if you were like you lost really early on in the bracket? You know what I mean? Like it kind of gets thrown out the window in the loser side, but I think it's still true. I think Kyler Allison Wright banned first.
All right. So let us get into it as we are kind of finding out where we're going to go. We got 3 more stages left, and it will be Shipwreck Falls. That's where we're going to start, man. Again, small walls, so you're probably going to see a lot more offstage aggressive gameplay, seeing that you can definitely catch people. And they don't have much mix-up here on how to get back to the stage if they're going to touch the wall. So team crossover.
Yeah, it can definitely be hard to recover.
Yeah, for sure. So team crossover versus Team Nordic, essentially. And let's go ahead and see how this one plays out as we get right into the action.
Dummy with a nice downlight side air. A little bit of a character swaps here. Coming out from this blue team, we're not seeing the Brawlhalla. Instead, it's going to be the Bodvar here on Dummy. And over to the Hammer has not been looking like he's still warming up on this one. Kyler Alice with the return, though. Gonna take out Shadow at the top of the map despite the pressure being on top of him.
Yeah, that was okay. Love to see it though, man. You know, you overextend the combo, and then after that, it's just like, you actually fell into my trap card. Here I am. So the red team with a pretty good start here. Still living.
What a reaction from Kyler Alice. Unfortunately, didn't lead to the knockout. Wright is going to get taken down. But, man, Shadow is already in the red on this second stock. And the dunk down worth.
All right, so he finally loses the stock, but that was a stock trade, and they're still in the lead right there. That dunk was nice.
Yeah, that was a really good respawn from Wright to just come in, pick up the Katars, immediate end sig to take out Shadow and put him onto his final stock in game number 1.
Okay. Doing a nice little damage here. Oh, man, looks for that side stick right there from Rick, but no, not going to find it.
Wright's looking pretty good here on this Asuri. Not seeing that trouble of putting out the damage that we saw in the winner's bracket.
All right. And so, yeah, I mean, you can see the blue team trying to fight their way back in here, and they're doing a pretty decent job until just right there. Little 3-piece combo here on Brandon. Oh, the dunk can't get past it. That thing that Asuri is definitely good at is getting those neutral sig dunks on either one of her weapons.
Yeah, she can dunk on either weapon. And got the back end of that one. Like, I think Shadow thought they were safe, and then just barely got caught there. Nice neutral air from Dummy. Still not enough to finish off these second stocks of the red team.
Okay. Just throwing out the monkey right there. Trying it. But, yeah, good start here for Kyler Allison Wright, man. Definitely both of them holding their own. Kyler Alice doing mad damage. Wright finding the KOs here. And here on the other side of things, not a great game for the first game here from Dummy and Shadow, but not to say that they're out of it by any means. Just, you know, someone just wasn't a close game that time. That's all.
You know, it happens. Dummy was like, you know what? I was trying the Bodvar. Didn't really work. So swapping back to the Jala for game number 2.
All right. So, I mean, obviously, probably a good swap here. I think that maybe the Bodvar wasn't it. Yeah, Bodvar is definitely a character that like everyone kind of knows how to play, but also everyone knows how to play against. So sometimes it's a little rough, Now here on the other side of things, I mean, obviously Jala is a popular character too, but you know, not nearly as popular as Bodvar.
Let's go.
Ooh.
Nice little team combo there from Shadow. Opted to make sure he went for moves that weren't grabs that wouldn't accidentally only pick up one. Just wanted that damage. And that's really nice for this blue team to start off game number 2.
Oops. Okay. Oh, the double.
Team dunk.
What are we going to do here? Both red team happen to get back on. Also, that recovery, was that like exhaustive recovery on the ground?
That was an
nice.
exhaustive recovery. That worked really well. Kyler Alice with a risky GC down heavy is going to instead get punished for it and get taken out. Stock advantage is gone as now the red team takes it off the downlight gravity cancel neutral heavy.
And back at the even game, man. That's what we love to see. You know, at this time, a part of the tournament, I love to see, you know, real competition. And that's exactly what we're getting right at the beginning of this game now. See what happens with the rest of this. Everyone losing stock, but most of the damage being done to the red team right now.
Still fairly even. Wright going to follow up off of that neutral light off of Kyler Alice. We've seen Kyler Alice try to get these setup moves like that rising down air so that Wright can follow up. Again, the rotate over, tries to hit the side air, just can't quite get in position in time.
Okay. Easy punish. And now, yeah, Wright, you know, like, have been in position for quite a bit of pickup. That was nice. I was not expecting that pickup at all. Good stuff to Wright there.
It is rare that you'll see someone do an on-stage Qatar ground pound, but Wright did it perfectly to follow up with the Qatar recovery for the knockout onto Dummy. But Dummy going to take out Kyler Alice, keeping this one close.
Yeah, that was a nice little team hit right there. We got the hold in place actually by the first hit of the neutral light from the axe, which then allowed for him to go for that ground pound right on top of it. So another even game though, and now just sapped away. But how long are we going to keep this stock? Right. Deciding to step back a little bit. Oh! Okay, he tried it.
Yeah, he wanted it. You saw it. Still off stage, though. Going to go in for the side air. Dummy from deep hits the recovery, but Shadow's going to fall. And now it's all left to Dummy versus Wright. Kyler Alice falls on the right side.
Bro, what just happened in that, like, 5-second stretch right there? Just so many stocks dropped, and now we're in a one-on-one. Oh, man. That's the Brawlhalla right there for sure, man. You look away for a quick second. Next thing you know, we're into a one-on-one, and there was like 5 stocks left a second ago. Lord.
Yeah. 3 people just deleted on the right side, all starting off from that axe recovery from Dummy. Right with the side light into the down signature. One more of those, and Dummy's going to be gone, and we're going into game number 3.
Okay, managed to make it back to the stage here, but Dummy hasn't been able to get a hit here. Finally gets a little 2-piece. Now another 2-piece.
Dodge. Weapon toss coming out from Dummy.
Wait a minute.
Right?
Oh,
down side
man.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say Dummy was definitely looking good. He was starting to bring it back. He's playing relatively cautious, but one misstep, and he is sent up and out of there with that downlight side, or the downlight side air. Good stuff to Wright. Make sure that game didn't escape him. But yeah, man, they got pretty wild there on the right side. At this mark right now, yes.
And just that ground pound from Dummy as well, just taking out these final stocks of everybody. But we're going into game number 3, and Dummy and Shadow, like, they got to be relatively confident. Like, that was close. There was a very real possibility of them taking this one so that it would be 1 apiece, and the real potential of game 5.
All right. So, let us keep it moving here as we move into the third game. Kyler Alice and Wright doing well on trying to get into this grand finals. They want to reclaim the throne for sure.
It's falling neutral air from Dummy. Dummy's doing a really good job of just controlling the space. Shadow getting up both red team members with the axe combo. A little bit of team damage there coming out from the blue team, but still looking like an advantage to the blue team.
Right. Here we go. Gets back on stage with that recovery. Good stuff, but
ooh, risky.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That unarmed actually almost got him killed too. Oh, the weapon toss.
The weapon toss from his teammate.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And again, the stock count is even. Kyler Alice going to get launched from the neutral light, and that gives the blue team just the slightest advantage.
Right. Nice. Oh my God! Not the team played twice. He had to return it.
It's the revenge.
Yeah, he had to return it.
Like, now we're even. Nice neutral stick from right. Just bounced Shadow off the stage. Could have been a big spike there, though.
All right.
Shadow's in trouble. Dummy can't make the rotate. He tries to go for the recovery. Oh, but might be able to trade it out. Yeah. Oh, but he's going to save him.
Oh, that's a nah. I mean, he had to get back to the stage though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not really much he could do there to avoid that.
Shadow.
And now,
Shadow.
okay.
All right, he got the voltage.
Right. See the hunt down right here from right, but yeah, no, actually throws out an errant sig and it's getting punished for it right to the back of the dome. And now a little bit of a lead here for Shadow and Dummy. But the thing is, you have to look at the damage. Because they can force this into a 2v1 real quick if they look at Shadow right now. And
almost does it. Ooh. They're going to get Dummy on the meanwhile. And Shadow now just trying to survive. Going really far out there, but still has plenty of movement to get back up. Shadow's going to hold on to this stock for a brief moment here.
Yeah, he's trying. Oh, he snuck that weapon away.
Just stay alive. Make sure Dummy doesn't get 2v1'd.
They got a decent amount of damage here on to right, but now Kyler Alice saving right. Now right, though, he said, I don't need to be saved. I'm still out here. He is fighting out. Oh, my God.
He's still out there. He is fine with that. Unarmed wins out against the Axe of Dummy, and Shadow still sitting on this final stock. Might get one with the Axe recovery, but Kyler Alice going to make sure that Shadow is not breathing easy as a downlight ground pound wins it out 3-0 over Kyler Alice or for Kyler Alice and right over Dummy and Shadow.
Man, that was a large brain play right there from right on that right side to go ahead and get that final stock of Dummy. So he just, I know they were fighting a little, and it looked a little risky too, because obviously he was at a high percentage. So if he ended up getting hit by like an errant recovery, that could have been his stock potentially. But like, no, he was like, I am confident that I can get this edge guard, and got a perfect one with that gravity cancel side sig. Oh, nice.
That was really well done from right. That's a generally risky position, right? Unarmed off stage against an Axe. And Right's like, no, I'm fully confident in this. And that's crazy because Dummy was winning a lot of off-stage engagements against Kyler Alice, arguably kind of the more well-known Australian, but really well done from all of the competitors. But Kyler Alice and Right are now going to go into the grand finals to try to win against Elsa Mondago twice in a row. They have to knock Elsa Mondago into the losers bracket in the first best of 5 to go into a second best of 5 in the final grand finals.
Yeah, man. All right. So, definitely a run back here. Look at Elsa Mondago's run right now. They only lost one game, and that was to Kyler Alice and Right this entire top 8. And so Kyler Alice and Right, maybe, they're looking a little more true to form right now. So maybe they're bringing in some extra heat or some new heat to this this grand finals. Or Elsa Mondago, man, they can just continue this this dominance that they have really been showing today in the Australian region.
Yeah, Right looked really good in the losers bracket final. I was worried when we were watching Right in the winners final, but it looked like in the meantime, but while we were watching, Dummy and Shadow make that lower bracket run, that Right was in the training room practicing up, making sure that he was getting those combos and those strings, and he was really landing a lot more things when we saw him in the losers final.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and see if they are in the room yet. Yep, we are definitely in the room, so we should be getting into the finals relatively quick. Man, troll picking Magyar, I thought you.
I'm seeing so many picks that I'm like, this is a weird pick, but I would be very interested to see how it works out. Reno, unfortunately, not a legal pick for Spring Championship. Newest legend added to the game, but
I have to look into Reno too, because like I like blasters. I love the orb, but I like blasters too, and so I might have to, hop in that trainer mode, hop in a little bit of the experimental, get flamed.
It's so interesting. You and I have both been a part of the Brawlhalla community for an insanely long amount of time. And like every time a new legend gets hinted, I'm always like, oh, that's cool. People are excited. But people were really excited for Reno. And I'm not sure what about the bug cowboy space thing really landed for people, but it's just really cool to see how excited people were for this pick.
Yeah. I was for sure we were going to get a Dante, a Dante type with the great sword and blasters, but we just, now that like I feel like you just put out a blasters legend, so you can't do because there's enough in the game. You can't just like drop another blasters legend out.
You can't just do another blasters.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a little while if we ever see that archetype. But I mean, Brawlhalla is an ever expanding list of characters and weapon combinations. So
for sure. But here we are in the grand finals. Elsem and Doggo on the winner's side over Kyler, Alice, and Wright. And we're seeing a lot of swaps in the characters, at least on the Kyler, Alice, and Wright side, where we've got the Petra and the Koji.
Okay. So Petra, probably the only one on this stage that, I mean, Petra definitely gets some play. She's a very strong legend with 2 good weapons in this current meta. So, but as far as who we're looking at the stage altogether, she's definitely the least played. So could see a little surprise factor here from this Petra.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting pick to come out here. You're not seeing like those big follow-up hit ability, but meanwhile, Elsem getting a big follow-up onto Right, getting the double downlight into the side air. First stock advantage to the blue team.
Kyler Alice, man, I mean, he is actually, I've been watching him the entire time. He really has just been kind of chasing around, but none of those hits really. Okay, I don't know what was about to happen there, but I was about to jump out of my seat, dude. The ground pound, oh man, that was a beautiful looking combo. Luckily, it was not finished for Wright, because that was a stock evaporated for sure.
Yeah, you didn't know where that train was going, but you were on that ride and you were ready to see where it landed. But Right down to his final stock here. These character picks from the red team not looking too hot.
Right. And he gets a little punch action there. And, oh, that was a save.
That was a save.
Wow.
The dare to redirect the force. What in the world? This blue team is on something else. Elsem still sitting on that first stock. Doggo just lost his first stock. Blue team is looking so good.
Shut down.
All right, man. So, here we go. Get a nice whiff of the neutral layers. Not even allowing him to land right there. Finally gets his own neutral layer, but man, look how quickly they swap up too, man. It's like even when they do swap up, they're swapping onto offense. So,
they're just playing
Elsem and
tag.
Doggo, yes.
It's like Tekken tag, you know what I mean? Like they're just hitting someone up and they just tagging. You're like, all right, now it's your turn to just beat them up.
Yeah, like middle of the combo, get the dive in.
Oh man.
Man, that was pure domination here in this first game from Elsem and Doggo. Again, great damage from Elsem. Great damage from Doggo too. Somehow only dropping 5 of the 6 stocks, and there must have been an accident. Yeah, there we go. You see the accident here from Kyler Alice. But yeah, I'm looking at the damage over here, and yeah, it's just a little abysmal right now. So I'm expecting probably a swap from the Kyler Alice squad back to something that is more tried and true for him.
Yeah, we're already seeing Right hovering on the Tigress. Doggo faking out, showing that he's got the Taros, but it's going to be Kyler Alice onto the Jala, taking a page out of Dummy's book. Was like, you know what? You didn't do great against me with the Jala, but I respect it. I like the idea. He's going to go in with a Jala and a Tigress to go up against Doggo and Elsem.
Yeah, not a bad pick at all. You know, both of these guys actually relatively speedy with the 5 and 6. Not as fast as Bryn, obviously, or as the other team, but they're fast enough to keep up. And then on top of that, you know, you got some nice force and nice sigs all together on Jala. So maybe this is where he feels like there's the issue is they're just having a hard time getting these KOs. And 2 solid weapons too. You know, sword, axe. What more could you want?
Yeah, definitely great 2v2 weapons. I think if Jala was a higher defense legend, I think you would see her played a lot more in the 2v2 space.
For sure. Ooh, okay, nice little dodge right there. I thought he was going to dodge directly into that, but no, actually gets the fastball quickly. Wow, while we're looking over here at Jala, I didn't even see his stock being evaporated like that. Jeez, Elsem with the recovery.
He's just asking for some room to breathe. Finally picks up a second weapon, but meanwhile, blue team still going in, Right with a risky ground pound, almost gets hard punished by Doggo.
All right. Back onto the stage.
Oh, Kyler. He still touches. Trying to catch one of these stocks here, but Right takes out his teammate. Might get taken out here on the second stock.
Ooh. Yeah, they're looking at Right for sure, but Right actually finding the side air at the perfect angle too. Doesn't even bounce off that stage, just directly under it into that blast zone. Another side air here for Right. Oh, good pickup.
And Elsem, again, still sitting on this first stock. Elsem really good at extending these stocks. Right is also just getting taken out so quickly by this blue team.
Finally finds that stock. Right trying to get some extra damage here. Oh, that recovery getting beat out by the weapon toss. right.
Your Right's going in.
Yeah, right. Definitely. I mean, he's reckless with his last stock for sure. He don't care.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna take someone down. Kyler Alice, unfortunately, gonna fall though on the right side. Again, Right with a chase dodge down. He's going for ground pounds on this right side. There's 2 blue targets. If he can hit enough of them, it might work out in their favor. But right now, red team is very much on the back foot.
Oh, that weapon toss from so far away,
Save.
so long ago. It does get the hit, but the save right there from Elsem as well. Or from Doggo, actually, onto Elsem. But there's the down air, and now it's an even game. But look how much damage is on to Right. I like the fact that Doggo is just trying to get him out of there really quickly with that gravity cancel down Sig.
He's trying to respawn, use those iframes to catch him with a heavy button, but that might be enough. Right, trying to find his way there. You're seeing Kyle House. He's like, I'm just going to tank all these weapon tosses so that you don't have to worry about them.
Quickly. Yeah, nice that. The quick combination to the recovery. And now it's all going to be up to this solo Jala. The damage is kind of there on the blue team, you know, for him to find like a nice swipe near the edge, but has to edge up a little bit more for sure before he's actually threatening the stock, but you know. Oh, okay.
It's a bit risky there.
Surprisingly unpunished, yes.
Yeah, that requires a dodge to do that, but blue team just was not quite in position to punish it. Good chase dodge, gets through the neutral light. Kyler Alice putting out some damage, not getting punished. He's crazy. Why is he throwing out SIGs?
Not that. Of all the SIGs to throw
yeah,
out,
definitely not that one, too.
Yeah, man, he almost had the read, too, on the weapon pickup with that down sig. He did the gravity cancel down sig right on top of it, but luckily Elsem was able to dodge through. So, yeah, no, he had a little sign of life right there, but then kind of got overzealous with that neutral sig and lost that stock. So now a 2-0 lead here for Elsem and Doggo. They are not playing around. They said, look, we want this victory quickly.
Meanwhile, red team saying, look, we are trying something real out of the book. We're getting at the Jaehyun and the Ragnir for game number 3. This is tournament point here for this red team. Otherwise, blue team, Doggo and Elsem, going to put another seasonal in the books for the Australian region. This is going to be interesting. Kyler Alice on the Jaehyun, that's such an odd pick, mostly because like Greatsword is just not known to be a good 2v2 weapon. Like it's really hard to follow up off of those Greatsword light attacks.
But even so, I just haven't seen the Greatsword since, you know, the great nerfing of it. So like this is yeah, that's what happened. That was the Great Depression of the Greatsword for sure, man. Because like it had to happen at some point in time, but everyone was like, this weapon is dead. And I was like, all right, well, that's unfortunate.
Oh. But Right, gonna make sure that the blue team is dead, and maybe his teammate a little bit with that one. First stock advantage to the red team for the first time in their set.
Right. So he's actually doing quite fine though on this Greatsword for sure. Greatsword, you know, some of the windows may have got changed, but it still does some good damage and good knockback.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if you dodge, you're still getting caught by this Greatsword. Nice gravity cancel side sig. Kyler Alice with a huge punish again. You burn that dodge to do that gravity cancel, and so Kyler Alice can get the full 3 hit on that one to get the stock off of Elsem.
Okay, yeah, that's the really unfortunate part of the Greatsword though, is like how long you are kind of locked into that animation when you're going for the full combo, thus usually allowing the teammate to get a free punish on you. You're usually throwing out at least 2 moves, you know?
Yeah.
It's
very rare that you do like a light attack and back off. Like you're usually looking for that bridge and then maybe even a reset or the closing.
Yeah. So with that being said though, he's done quite well on the, oh, there we go, the ground pound as well. Done quite well on this. Now this is like a straight up turnaround, man. Like, I mean, they kind of threw darts at the board to figure out what they were going to pick, and the darts landed perfectly.
They finally started hitting all the bullseyes with the darts. Kyler Alice finally loses his first stock. The double weapon toss, the side sig as well, and Right gets put down to the final stock. There's still a hope for the blue team to close this one out and be crowned the Australian Spring Champions. Kyler Alice going deep with the unarmed. Right going to come in, try to make sure they can get the stock off of Doggo, but man, they're playing with fire here on the right side.
Yeah, with the way they're playing on stage, both of them have one stock. He finds it. That's the weapon toss. Is he gone?
Can't hit the nair. Right's got to live.
No! Oh, okay, still needs to make it back.
Oh, the recovery beats out the ground pound from Elsem. Everybody on final stocks here.
Man, just a lot of chaos there on the right side happening. And look at the damage that has happened after that, man. About 20 seconds of just chaos there on the right side. And now we're getting a stock. It is down to Elsum. Not a crazy. I like that idea, though. I did like that idea, for sure.
It was almost so beautiful because he had the spot dodge to avoid the attack, too.
Yeah. So, I mean, with that stick, too, it would have thrown him backwards. It would have pushed him pretty far off that stage. So, a good idea. Just unfortunately, after that, he didn't really have too many options to avoid that great sword down there. So, great picks. Great picks. Yeah. I mean, from Kyler Allison, right? A lot of swaps here to figure out what works for them, and it looks like this is it. The Jae-Yun. I honestly have not seen the great sword in quite some time, and they're still showing you that it does indeed work.
It's got to be the spring boost, right? The pollen in the air for the spring event. And he's going in with the Hwoarang Jae-Yun, putting on the spring skin. So I think he's got that slight advantage. But Doggo going to swap over to the Teros, trying to finish this one up, trying to close it out 3-1 over Kyler Allison Wright.
All right, man. So, I'm surprised they swapped, though. Actually, not really. It's Teros, you know. Like, yeah. I'm never surprised to see a Teros show up on the screen, but let's see what they can do with this, though. I think oh wow,
you're doing stuff. Kyler Alice has not had a weapon, has not gotten a hit out, and Doggo has just been putting him out. No. Oh, that's going to be a team KO from Wright with the D-Sig.
It was a good idea too, though, but I think he just wasn't high up enough to get the combination to work, like the recovery to hit, and so that he wouldn't hit his teammate. He was a little too close to him, so they hit both of them, unfortunately, and there was no real options of recovery left here on this Jae-Yun.
Oh, what a big ground pound from Doggo on the return. Does recover his teammate. Kyler Alice just trying to get some sort of stock off this blue team. But things are looking good for the team of Elsum and Doggo.
Okay.
Just the side sig.
We're back to it. Now you can see a little 2v1 action, but stands right in the middle of the stage too. Like you're extra bold for that one.
Yeah, that was definitely something coming out from both sides there. You saw Doggo deep, going for a GC Ensig, just expecting some sort of crazy ground pound from the red team, but they were far and away from that one. Elsum with a nice interrupt. Red team still on the back foot, and Elsum with the spear ground pound going to split this red team, and Kyler Alice going to fall down to his final stock right behind him.
Okay. There we go.
Oh,
there.
no.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's so gone. He was gone a year ago, and he's extra gone. Elsum and Doggo are going to win it 3-1 for the Autumn Championship, winning 2 seasonals in a row. Are they going to, in 1 year, get the full home run? I guess we'll have to find out, but man, what a run.
That was a very far chase. Like, they were really out there in those last zones, man. And he actually hit Elsum, too, so pushed him even further in. But they still managed to take that and turn it into a W for the blue team. And obviously a W just all together for this part of the tournament. Elsum and Doggo taking the Spring Championship 2v2s as well.
Yeah, that was a huge finale for Elsum and Doggo. Congratulations to them. Again, another gold medal in the pocket. Kyler Allison Wright going to take home that silver medal, and Dummy and Shadow going to be going home with the bronze medal for the Autumn Championship 2v2s.
Yeah. So, obviously, you saw this region. We got a lot of Brawlhalla action for you this weekend, and honestly for the next few weekends. But we're going to be doing some 2v2 action